Hey everyone, doing a bit of a reboot for Joy. Just sort of thought it was time to do some NOT up the spine. And yeah, just make sure everything's in place. You're doing better with the stress now, do you think?
Yes, but not the breathing.
Ah, the breathing's bad. Okay. And that's going uphill and upstairs and things like that, or just any time?
Well, because my shoulders are crook, I might have to get what I'd taken in the car in one load.
Yep.
Now it might take me 8 loads.
Yeah, right, okay.
So all that
So that's being puffed. So is that being puffed? Not
Yeah.
okay. So here your right leg's shorter, here your left leg's shorter, so your sacrum's twisting when we're moving that.
Well, I knew my sacrum needs a hell of a lot of work on it, and if I did as much as the physio told me to do,
Yeah.
I'd be a lot better.
Yeah. What sort of exercises has the physio got you doing?
One, you lie, or both you lie on your back. One, you lie on your back, and you take your knees over to one side.
Oh, yeah.
On top of each other.
Yeah.
And then over to the other side. It's no trouble doing it apart from the fact that the stuff all over the floor and animals that want to help you and even the bed is a bit softer, that sort of thing. And the other one is
I think it's always best on a firmer.
And the other one is lie on your back and don't make your bottom, with your legs bent.
Yep.
As close as your arse as you can get them, I guess.
Hold up.
But you don't lift your arse by tensing your belly. You have to lift your arse using your hammies, I think you see.
Stress and stress hormones.
Something that's in the back of your legs anyway, which I think are hams, aren't they?
Yeah. Hams in the back, quads in the front.
Hams, yes, well I thought
yeah.
that. But you only have to lift yourself about enough to stick an envelope, I think he said. It wasn't anything much, but it apparently improves your bloody hammies, and I think that my hammies are pretty stuffed.
Yeah. And hold. And hold. So stress and stress hormones unlocked it. So, your cortisol, adrenaline, noradrenaline. So when we're stressed, just makes all this adjust.
I think probably the thing that's probably getting to me most at present is that I'm virtually not going to take anything. You have to be so careful with what you eat, or you end up with such bad digestion you've got to stay up for another 3 hours until there's any point in going to bed.
Yeah, right.
Because obviously if you're lying down...
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Reflux.
Hold.
Mind you, I don't always remember to take my tablet in the morning.
Hold.
Nexium or something. Which I don't like taking, but I think I'm going to have to. But I keep forgetting to take it anyway. And I might also... The Celebrix might be... The pain relief might be above and beyond who bloody knows.
Yeah. Yeah, so what those drugs, Nexium, Pariet, obviously they're shutting down your digestion. So because you've been taking them on and off for so long, poor little gut doesn't know if it's Arthur or Martha.
I think the gut might also have a problem with all the dyes and stuff in my body, and the anaesthetic and
they take a long time to pull
operations out. And even the radiation and the chemo, I'm sure all of those things, there must be some sort of build-up in there that's...
We should do a VLA.
What will that tell you?
Well, it would show me inflammation, or maybe even a live blood, but that would require a drop of blood. So a VLA would just give me inflammation levels.
I can do a VLA, I can do that. Don't know about a drop of blood. I suppose some of the when I say that it's my breathing, sometimes it's not my breathing, it's my
Hold.
like the other day I went to the toilet. Now obviously you go to the toilet a hell of a lot. But this morning, first up in the morning, go and sit down on the bloody toilet, and the next thing I was that holy bloody white man, and I had to take my dressing gown off and throw it on the floor and lie down on the floor to enjoy all the dead mouse smells.
You were dizzy or something?
Oh, I didn't lie down. I was going to fall off the toilet, and last time I fell off the toilet, I landed on the side of my mouth and had a...
So how long have you been feeling that dizzy? Or when do you feel dizzy then? Is it only in the morning or is it any time of day?
It's got more to do... Oh, for years. It's got more to do with if you get out of bed too fast, but I usually don't do that. And I also have to...
Doctors checked your blood pressure, of course.
Yes. And that's why I had to start eating salt again.
Yeah.
Because...
Oh yeah, you need it for the sodium potassium pump.
What?
It does. If you have low salt long term and you run out of sodium, then, or you don't have enough, your sodium potassium pump doesn't work, so therefore you can't get nutrients inside your cells, you can't get waste products out.
Right.
Like it's really important for the cell membranes.
Right.
Yeah. And you're better with salt. One of my clients yesterday was telling me that, oh no, what does she use salt for? Oh, for asthma. So she actually, because you can buy these little salt, they're like a little inhaler, cost you like $10, but it's like a little inhaler that you just put like Himalayan salt in the bottom of it, and whenever you're feeling wheezy, you take a few breaths of it. And the salt, when Teddy was at the salt mines, well, basically salt, it gets into the lungs and it expands the bronchioles so that people breathe easier. There's actually one now in Jimboomba too.
What's it cost you to go to the salt mines?
I think we did like a, I don't know, 3-pack for $90 or something. I don't know. You can get them cheaper if you get more. Might have been, anyway. Something like that. Can't remember. I may or may not have one up my sleeve. Because the one at Cleveland got them all transferred over to Jimboomba.
Why?
Well, they're obviously connected somehow. I don't know.
Why did it shut?
Yes. Oh yeah, COVID shut it down.
Oh.
So even though it's antiviral, you can't do something like that that's good for your health. It's against the rules.
Oh, yes.
Turning over for me?
Lots of things. I'd need a pillow.
Yeah.
Oh. 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 It'll be fun when you bloody get elected and you won't be able to do this anymore.
Yes, well, we'll see what happens.
I'd say that your chances are...
Hold on.
Have anyone from IMOP ever... Oh, I can't do that.
Hold. So I'm running for the Informed Medical Options Party. Yeah. Has anyone ever what?
Are there any people for IMOP in any government in Australia?
No. They only started 4 years ago.
So they haven't got a senator or anything?
No. So last time they had 2 in Queensland try for the Senate and 1 in New South Wales. I think in Queensland they got like 8,500 votes.
Oh, right.
Mm.
That's not to be sneezed at.
Mm. I think the guy in my area is LNP and he's quite well liked, apparently. He's a transport minister.
Where? Oh, the you're standing against.
Mm.
Oh, Ruby's earring came off.
Oh. Just what? Okay, Stress and stress hormones.
She gave me 3 sets of earrings that she no longer wears on her 94th birthday.
Oh, how sweet. Any and all residue of anaesthetics. Hold. 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 Nothing. Hold.
What's that mean?
Means your body still hasn't dealt with the anaesthetics.
Oh, right. I'm wondering why I got monkey arms.
Yeah, so the anaesthetics, because that can sort of get stuck anywhere in the system, it can stop enzymes being released, it can block some of your detox pathways, it can...
Oh, so that's why I'm so rooted on some
Well,
days.
potentially.
And I don't think people believe me. I think they think I'm making it up. Don't feel like talking to them or something.
Well, there is that.
I just get so exhausted.
Yeah. Yeah, we haven't done lots of B12 since. I've been waiting for you to sort of run out of a few
Oh
things.
God, I haven't run out of them because I take 3 things and then I feel like throwing up for the next 3 hours. And I thought, God, well, I'll avoid that lot. No, just trying to get back to not, and my body isn't now. At least I've got down to having how many of those bloody things in the fridge should you have? 1 a day?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I've been having them.
Because the Nexium will be destroying them every day. It'll be destroying your probiotics every time you take it.
Okay. So if it destroys my probiotics or the one I have?
It'll be destroying your microbiome. So,
Okay, so if I have a probiotic in the morning and don't have a Nexium till night, would that give the probiotic time to work?
Yeah, absolutely. Hold.
Or the other way about?
Oh, it doesn't matter. Hold. Whatever works best. When's your reflux the worst?
At night, but I don't know if you need to have taken it 12 hours before so that it'll work. I'd like it to work at the gym classes so that I can do them.
Yeah,
better.
right. Oh, so you take it when you wake up?
Oh, God help us. Sometimes I don't remember to take it till midnight when my reflux is so bad. I mean, obviously, if I did it at a particular hour,
You might have more luck.
well, I might. But the same, at least when I go to get a thing of yogurt or some fruit or cream or something to eat for breakfast, I usually see the probiotics.
So you think about it then. Cool. No, that's good. Good.
Whereas the Nexium I can get taken for some hours later.
That one was small intestine energy. Hold.
Did I have any?
Hold. I'm seeing which organs the anaesthetic's messing up.
Oh, this is still anaesthetic.
Yeah.
Christ.
Large intestine as well.
I knew my large intestine was pissed off about something.
Yeah, right. Hold up for me. Diarrhea or constipation or just bloating. Hold.
Pain.
Okay. Oh, okay. Show me where. Yeah, right. Okay. Yep.
It's usually not here. I suppose it'd be the small one, is that right?
You do, of course, have you've never had your appendix removed, I assume.
No, I don't think that it's... I saw Freddie Anderson and a few other people on a regular basis who eventually got appendix out, I think.
Yeah.
But I'm not having things like that.
Yeah.
That was an interesting little bit. What
Yeah,
are those
right.
little things?
They're the digestive valves between the different areas of the digestive tract here, right? They're all a bit tender. Okay. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Yeah, right. They're all quite tender, aren't they? Okay. You know how some things in the body are acidic and other things are alkaline, so that it sort of changes. You need good acid, for example, in your stomach. You know, because it's a good acid that helps to break down the protein.
I know you need acid, it's so you can have good reflux on one of it.
There's good acid and bad acid. Reflux is bad acid.
Well, that's usually the part that I take note of.
Yes.
It doesn't give you any options.
Yeah. So Nexium, of course, shuts down both your good acid as well as your bad acid. So the longer we're on Nexium, the less we digest our food.
Yes. And I've only started taking it again in the last, probably had quite a long time without having it, I thought. However, according to Michael Rice, I was about taking one every day, which must mean that on the occasion when it got bad, I had 2 or 3.
Yeah, you do what you need to do.
Well, I didn't tell him that. I might have told him that. He always laughs and said, whenever I say, you told me that. He said, you never believe me, do you?
Pancreas, hold in for me.
Oh.
Hold in for me. Okay.
What's pancreas?
It helps you digest your sugars.
It is buggered too.
Yeah, it's overworking.
Oh, right, okay. So I need to give it 2 more chocolates a day.
Yeah, no.
If you don't know something that you've told someone 42 times, does that mean he's not interested in listening to me, or he's deaf, or he doesn't give a shit?
Talking hubby or doctor or kids?
Hubby.
Well, I mean, it could be either. He is a Capricorn. There's a whole bunch of stubbornness going on there.
Ah, right.
You know, like I'm not allowed to discuss the election with Jason.
Excellent.
Excellent. Yeah. Just fun.
So who's the Minister for Transport? Bailey?
Steve
Bailey?
Minnell. M-I-N-N, Minnisk? Miss?
Milner?
No. Oh, something like that.
I don't know who he is.
Okay. When we're out doing our spruiking this morning on the road, his signs were wrong.
You were waving your brag, your thing.
Well, I was waving George's because I don't have mine yet.
Ah, right.
So I met up with her.
Well, there's 2 in my front yard. I mean, if I
For
was...
Deb.
Yeah, if I had I was at a meeting for 4 hours yesterday, and then I went to the gym for 2 hours, and I may or may not have done some shopping. I don't think I did, but just 6 hours for me, whether I was sitting down or anything, was quite enough. I couldn't just... And I did pick up the stuff from Andy, your husband.
Yeah. Kidneys. You ever had kidney pain?
Not since I got x-rayed for it. No, x-ray wasn't the right word. I had to go to Jim Boom, but I have a scan.
Yep. Oh, did they do the scan for that?
I didn't ring up and tell anybody about that. I haven't been to the doctor since I went there because they said they never intended to do it. And had I had it done privately? And I said, no, you said you were doing it here. And they said, we didn't say that. And I said, yes, you did. That's what I'm here.
You need to talk to your doctor again about that. Hold up for me.
Oh, listen,
Hold
if
up for me,
I'd
because
gone,
that's rubbish.
if I had have gone to see Dr. Michael
Yeah.
Rice, who I have nothing against,
Yep.
I'd have been so angry I'd have used every bit of meat work. So if I just thought about
Well,
it.
it's a month down the track now, so now you could probably have a conversation without yelling at him.
I probably won't go to the doctor for another 2 months in case I do.
Well, how's the pain?
Well,
Is it still throbbing all the time the way it was?
no.
Okay. So since you've been doing your exercises that the physio...
Physio's been doing exercises for this.
Right?
before I get onto that, I may get Michael to do an X-ray of it.
Okay, cool. X-ray probably won't show anything. That's more about bones. You know, the ultrasound will show the...
Well,
anyway, whatever. He'll know what to do.
Yes. And it was an ultrasound that they were going to do. And they said they had an appointment for me on the 2nd of December. And obviously, from a month ago till the 2nd of December, that's not long to be in pain. I think, yeah, I didn't shove anything up their noses or threaten that it should be. Well, I might have, I'm not sure about that. I was incredibly angry. Told them. And
Give
then
him a COVID swab.
And then, of course, I had to pay $24 for bloody parking fees. And poor Tootie, when I went over there, I suppose he wanted to pose me anyway. And I left, and and really and truly.
Just relax. Mm-hmm.
Neither of them have. That still pinches like hell.
Yeah.
Can you tell
You think it's scar tissue? Because they've removed it now, haven't they?
Yeah.
The cat, yeah.
No, but you just feel it. Every so often, I don't know if the stitches are gradually dissolving, but everything, they probably had dissolvable stitches in there, I don't know.
Yeah.
But every so often, things come out, spiky things, but they don't, if you can get them with a
tweezer.
But usually you just go like this and something breaks off and they're coming out from in here. And I think, are they dissolvable stitches that just keep popping out a bit at a time or?
Well, my sister-in-law Mel, she was having dissolvable stitches come out after her C-section for a good year afterwards. Occasionally the little wound would open and out would pop. She'd get a bit of pus and then she'd, pull out a bit of a stitch.
Mine haven't got pussy. Mine have only come out and they were... But that, when you do some things on your tummy at the
So that's
gym,
not as bad as it was even a month ago.
No, it's not.
Potentially.
Most people don't go and see if they can make you have a bad reaction. You just like me to have bad reactions. Getting even with me for spanking you when you were 3 or something. When you broke the cat's leg and we had to kill it. No, you were only about 1 then.
Aww.
We probably would have taken her to the vet if we had any money. However, we probably also had, cat probably had at least 4 or 5 kittens anyway. We probably needed them all like second ourselves. At least it's entertaining going to the Height Boys. And you say, "Grissholes, please," and he said, "Would you want arseholes or pissholes?"
Really?
That probably only happens at the end of the day, or if there's nobody else in there, or...
Yes. They pick their audience for that one, I'm sure.
Yes, they probably heard equally bad jokes from me.
Yes.
And
It's like we're...
their father probably went home and told them the jokes that I'd told them as well. They probably heard me laughing at their father's jokes. But he died a couple of years ago. I think he was only about a month older than me, about the same age as Golly. One of them has recently been married to, not Bonnie Ryan, the younger one, for 27 years.
Oh, yeah.
They still look identical to me. Suppose their wives can tell them apart. But the Johns twins don't look identical anymore.
They never did.
They did so.
No, they didn't. Well, I could always tell.
I couldn't.
Mm.
Remember once I said, "Oh, hello, Phil, did your brother give you to bring that shirt back from I don't know, Nepal?" He said, "I am my brother." So obviously I was talking to Paul, and that was why I was wearing a Kathmandu shirt. Oh, you're on TV or something. Yes, I forgot about that.
Funny. Okay, I'll just do the base chakra. Then we'll get in and do some massage with what needs.
You need to be LA before that.
Oh yeah, good plan.
Well, I don't know, but I've not been drinking, but I must have some variation on my glasses for looking at you. For every so often you got two little purple balls on each ear. So I don't know which part of my glasses does that. It must be where it changes from the reading part to the other part.
Sometimes when I'm on my motorbike, because the visor comes down and then there's must be something weird that happens on one side of the visor. Because sometimes I look in the rear view and it sort of like doubles over and I get double the view or something. And I go, I'm really going to have to do something. So I whack it and then it's okay for a while.
Oh, whack it.
Oh, you know, whacking it sometimes works.
Kicking things often works. However, I think that's why you need to be kicking a lot of people out of Parliament this time.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. It needs a shake up.
I mean, even if IMOP gets one, I know there'd be still splittery, minor and all sorts of other things.
Well, Alona's been campaigning for 4 years. So she campaigned for the state election last time.
Did she stand?
Yep.
By
And
herself?
so did Adam from North Queensland.
So two of them stood last time.
Two of them stood last time.
And in the last federal election, Ilona stood for...
And the guy who started it, who's down in New South Wales, he also stood last time.
Oh.
His wife is a naturopath homeopath, and she, because he's in politics, they found a reason to make her never be able to be a naturopath again.
What do you mean he's in politics?
Well, he started IMOP, Informed Medical Options Party.
So, did he become a member?
No.
So how can they say he's in politics?
They have stopped her ability, so they looked into her because he started a political party, and they have taken all her registration away from
You
her.
can't do that because you've joined a political party.
That's what they did. They found...
Labor Party?
No, IMOP. Oh. Well, it was 4 years ago, so it's probably Gladys. Oh, maybe the TGA or the AMA or someone.
Ah. The AMA can...
I don't know. I just know she's never allowed to practice again for the rest of her natural life, is what she was told.
You can't give people sentences like that, even
That's
if
what
they
they
murder. Even if they murder people, you
Mhm.
can't get a license.
It's pretty bloody rude.
How many people did she kill?
No one. No, she told people to investigate before they vaccinate.
That's not a sin.
No, apparently it is. And this is the sort of bullshit that we think is, it's time, you know, there needs to be a sensible scientific discussion. There's no discussion at the moment, it's just
Well,
all...
the reason
It's just all evil.
I'm glad that you're standing, and the reason I'm putting signs up for Deborah Husbands is because New Zealand changed their abortion laws to 39 weeks, which is a week before, obviously, all 39-week babies, unless there's something grossly wrong with them, are going to bloody live.
Mm-hmm.
And they can abort them, and you think, Christ, that's murder.
Yeah.
Whereas
Don't we do that in Queensland? Like some doctors will do that here anyway, won't they?
39 weeks, no. It might be 28 weeks.
I've heard they can do them later if they need to.
Well, they might. And they probably can if the mother is likely to die. But generally speaking, I think it's 28 weeks.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, I think it's probably, might be less than that. Anyway, Magella lived it. My sister Magella lived being a 28-week baby, like 60 years ago or something. Maybe 60, she's more than 60 because I went out for her 60th birthday, so she's at least 61 or 62.
Yeah.
So if she could live at 28 weeks that long ago.
Oh, yeah. It's not about saving lives.
Well, no, if you're going to be a viable baby and you decide, well, don't like the look of this one, it's got red hair, I'll kill it.
Yeah.
It isn't good.
Yeah.
But, and that's one thing that pissed me off with New Zealand, which is Labor, so therefore Labor in Australia is likely to follow. But the other thing is that nearly all of the vaccines use aborted babies or something.
Aborted fetuses, yeah.
For
And the problem is there can be retroviruses in there, so
to use for injections. Now I don't want parts of aborted babies, however infinitesimal, but if they're making vaccines out of aborted babies, bits and pieces, I don't want that injected into me. That God.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't want any other murder victims injected into me either.
Mm-hmm.
That's against my deepest feelings.
Yeah. Yeah. I hear ya. Yeah, and that just blew your eighth chakra even just talking about that. Yeah, so it makes you feel very ungrounded and unsafe knowing that that's going on the planet.
It makes me feel. It makes me feel like the whole country has gone dirty.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, shutting everybody up has made me feel that they've gone commo because they're like Hitler. They can go and tell you this and tell you that and they have all sorts of other things.
Yeah, watching Victoria just makes me so sad.
Well, it makes me sick. Makes me terrified because if they can do it in Victoria, what dickheaded country will be next? And I mean, this bloody shit of a thing we've got for Premier of friggin' Queensland. That bloody person wants to be... I don't think they even have anything passed in Parliament. I think she just makes the fucking rules up as she goes along. Horrible, horrible, horrible. Indecent woman and Victoria's worse. I don't know if it's the minister is, but between the lot of them. And as for the bloody Janet Young, God, love a louse.
Yeah, there's a lot of money being spent to keep people scared.
It's shameful.
Wild potato bush, feeling frustrated and encumbered and...
What's wild potato bush?
It's a flower essence. You need 4 drops. It's for when, so it's for frustration that you can't get out of because we're stuck in a loop and things aren't changing. So therefore, because, with the government saying last night that we're going to be in this state of emergency till the end of 2021 at the earliest, they can just keep on, you create any germ, you can create this fear and control any time at the drop of a hat. It's been imprinted on our brains this year.
Masks. On bloody mine.
Yeah, masks, distancing.
I still get it. It still pisses me off that they keep selling masks and telling people in Queensland we don't have to wear them. We should.
On election day, it's their rules that we have to wear masks.
Right.
No IMOP people will be doing it.
If you need to, however little it is.
No, not going to do it.
What's the fine?
I don't care. I'll take them to court.
If it's in one of your election laws, it will be the law. I won't be handing out how to vote cards. I'd better go and tell Sheila Benza immediately that I won't be wearing it. If that's one, if I've got to wear a mask, I'm not handing out how to vote cards.
Yeah.
Don't give a shit. I'm not wearing a fucking mask. You can't breathe and you can't. Then your glasses fog up and you can't freaking see either.
Yeah, hotter in another 3 weeks too.
Nothing to do with the heat. You can't breathe. Right? And does that mean in the pre-polls or only on election day?
I don't know. given, 6 deaths in 6 months.
How many people we had in Queensland died?
6.
Oh, I thought it was 8.
No, it's still 6. It's been 6 for months. Occasionally they throw an extra person on there and then they find out
like
it wasn't,
one
and
at
then it goes.
Blackwall or something.
Yeah,
No.
he was never a COVID
Wasn't
death. He was
Blackwall, it
4th
was-
stage cancer.
Yes.
Yeah, there was someone else as well, but that person didn't end up having it either.
And you know what else?
And yesterday, one of my nurse clients.
There's been one case of flu reported this year.
Well, it has cured the flu.
Hasn't killed the frigging
I'm
flu.
joking.
Everybody that's getting the flu is probably being put down to COVID tests.
Well, PCR tests are not accurate, and everyone knows it. So one of my clients, who's a nurse, she was doing the test 6 months ago, right at the beginning of it, and they were told that they're not accurate for COVID-19.
So what would we want to have a test for?
Exactly, because all that does is give governments more control. And they were told not to do repeat tests because they knew the first one wasn't accurate, and it's even more inaccurate the second time because all that is doing is finding RNA at the back of the nose.
What's RNA?
It's protein,
I
but
thought
protein can be there
I
because
thought
of
it
a
was the Royal
cold.
National Agricultural Society.
Yeah, so RNA can be there because of a cold, it can be there because of a flu, it can be there because of cancer. So it was never meant to be a diagnostic test. It's just crazy. And there's a lawsuit going on with a German doctor living in California at the moment. And they are suing the people who recommended PCR tests, knowing that they're not accurate for COVID-19. It doesn't mean that COVID-19 isn't a bad thing if someone gets it, if they're vulnerable. But what it does mean is that we've shut down the entire world's economy based on a lie. And that annoys the hell out of me.
It annoys the hell out of me too.
Anyway, I think we're going to go into our own little political discussion now, I think. See you later, guys.